What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series talk show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today we're going to be doing something pretty similar to what we always do, but we recently had a brand new epic reveal of the fantastic San Diego Comic-Con exclusive deluxe 2-pack with Anakin and Obi-Wan. So today, it got the old noggin thinking. So today, we are going to be running through a couple different picks of 2-packs that we think would really fit this so-called Battle of Heroes set.
Yep, so hit like, subscribe if you are new. We are always talking about the Black Series here on the channel. And yeah, I absolutely love this new set. There's environmental pieces, there's lava, there's a base, there's multiple platform type things for the characters to stand on. Mm-hmm. There's pegs.
Right.
There are 4 different blades for each character, alt heads, just tons of stuff. So we tried to keep all that in mind to like scenes that, you could apply that to for a future Black Series set.
Mm-hmm. So let's just jump into our picks. We've got 4 today, although we brainstormed quite a few more, but we're sticking with 4 to kind of just make it a little bit more streamlined. So the first option for a new 2-pack, let's go with Clone Wars Season 7 Ahsoka versus Darth Maul.
Ooh.
The Siege of Mandalore, if you will. Their epic final battle between each other.
Mm-hmm.
In Clone Wars, and it takes place in the throne room on Mandalore.
Right. With these ideas, I was kind of focusing on the ones that had like some sort of set piece to go with it, and this one would obviously be the throne of Mandalore that Maul is sitting on menacingly. And, we have that whole fight scene, the showdown, like you said, so we could get some sort of a floor.
Yeah.
With the nice Mando throne room design, but the throne would probably be like the centerpiece and they're like fighting in front of it.
I think it would be a great opportunity to give us a brand new top-to-toe Clone Wars Season 7 Ahsoka.
Oh, yeah.
As time has gone on, that figure just gets worse and worse. And it was originally inaccurate to begin with because, once again, it was, based off of concept art.
Right.
So...
And it's like Rebels Ahsoka reused, too.
Right. So we need proper Ahsoka Season 7 Clone Wars with her correct gauntlet armor, shin armor, and we just need way better feet on that figure. They've done some amazing Ahsokas since then, so I have no doubt that a 100% brand new version would be excellent and vastly superior.
Yeah. And just the thing for this set and going forward, I'm expecting... everything in here, all the blades, the swooshing blades, and alt hands. That's something I forgot to mention that the Obi and Annie set have. Alt hands, expressive hands, alt heads, like just the works.
Right.
Maybe even do like the prison box that Maul gets trapped in.
Dude, that would be sweet to just throw that in there if you want to kind of put him in that display for a little bit later. But yeah, expressive Ahsoka head, expressive Maul head, neutral heads, swooshing blades, all that good stuff included with all of these packs.
Our next pick is Yoda versus Darth Sidious from Revenge of the Sith. This is going to be the Senate showdown. And of course, the base, the piece de resistance, must be the Senate pod. That would just be the environmental base.
I think they should do the entire Senate chamber.
Put her there, Nate. There's all sorts of crazy detail on like the little screens and stuff. Like they actually stab into it at one point and there's like a little damage effect. Like they could do that. Obviously the swooshing blades would be amazing with Yoda because he's always flipping around doing crazy acrobatics. A couple different heads on him.
Right.
I know we have these figures and like the Obi and Annie are all new, but I think the Senate pod is also huge enough to really justify that cost too.
Right.
It would just be sick.
And still adding extra hands and heads. Those are things we didn't get with the original 2 figures. So I think that would, rope someone like me in.
Maybe they could somehow have it to where you could pose Yoda, like, scratching. It's kind of like an icky moment. I'm like, ugh. But when he's, like, hanging on and then his nail, like, he falls off. Maybe a derobed Yoda.
Yeah, right. nice removable robe of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see. And just related to this, but as a side tangent, I just want to briefly mention the Mace Windu and Darth Sidious pack that we think is coming.
Yeah, we do think that is coming, and I kind of hope it's like maybe something similar, like maybe the busted out window or something.
I mean, I feel like with what we've seen with the Anakin and Obi-Wan and all the pieces we've seen from this Mace and Palpatine, I think we might be in for another banging 2-pack with those two. So I wanted to mention that here because I could hear you typing. I heard it through the video. So yes, we are aware of that.
I think SDCC, I don't think they're done cooking for this year. I think they're going to reveal some more heat. I mean, of course they'll reveal some more heat, but I think it's going to be like kind of to a similar level. I'm like really excited after all this stuff.
Now this next set, Justin, I think would be a hot fire banger. We desperately need it. So our next idea for a battle pack would be Obi-Wan versus Jango Fett on Kamino.
Yep, this was your idea, and I know it stemmed from one of your ICC-Con pickups, which was this Force Unleashed line of figures of Jango and young Boba, and this little, like, environmental Kamino base with the sculpted rain drops, because it's pouring rain, and it's, like, such a great effect. I'm like, okay, we could get that in Black Series.
100%. If they did it literally 20 years ago, just imagine how good it would be now. But obviously, to start things off, brand new Jango Fett.
Yep.
Top to toe, brand new Jango Fett. I'm talking blast effects, poncho, headset, rocket blast, jetpack boosters, the grapple hook, but let's make it a bendy wire this time. The claw thing that comes out of his...
Oh, yeah.
You know, when he's
falling down.
When he's sliding, you know... Loaded up with everything, give us an amazing young Tamora Morrison likeness. I guess I should say I would accept a new Jango Fett on the Death Watch body, you know, like they were doing for a while, just mixing pieces and parts and overlays and stuff like that.
I mean, it's a great body, just do, overlays and bits and pieces, and
because
I think that'd be fine.
Obviously, we desperately need a new Jango Fett. The original Black Series is horrible.
Maybe make them, like, really chrome. Like, even more so than Din Djarin?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, in my mind, when we're talking about these, just like we've already said, you know, it's like the best it can be.
Yeah.
It's like the most accurate, best possible scenario behind these. Even Obi-Wan, Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan at this point, he could use an update.
Yeah, or at the very least, I was thinking, well, alt heads regardless, but like an alt head where his hair is wet.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Luke Skywalker that they did where his hair is just like matted down, kind of gives the impression that it's soaking wet. Mm-hmm. I think that could be cool.
Gotta give him his robe.
Yep, give him the robe, give him the swooshing blade and everything. I think this is one of my top contenders. I think the final two here, Jango versus Obi-Wan, and then our number one, that's like our top two, I would say.
Yeah. I think... Like you said, you know, give us a little platform. You don't have to do the whole platform. We're not expecting the slave 1/12 scale slave one in the background.
Right.
But just, you know, a nice chunk of that platform. Do the sculpted raining effect. Maybe even make it a 3-pack and throw us a bone and give us young Boba.
Yeah.
Just throw us a bone.
Because this opens up the door, because this Anakin versus Obi-Wan thing is $110. And it's just 2 figures, and they include so much to make up for that cost. So, I mean, if we're getting into that realm of this, like, $110+ territory, I feel like that could be a possibility.
They already have Omega, which is dangerously close to young Boba's costume anyways. So, I think that'd be sweet.
I'm down. And our number one pick here, you guys have all probably guessed it. It seems to be the most popular pick that I've seen on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Discord. Mm-hmm. And that is Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker, Bespin. Now, I have seen some debate over whether there should be carbon freezing chamber or exterior, you know, like walkway and railing.
Like the antenna area.
Yeah. I'm going exterior, antenna, railing, no I am your father sequence for this one.
I would agree with that as well. The carbon freezing chamber would be a good idea, but I just feel like, you know, we don't have any Ugnaughts. We're not missing everything, but we are missing some key elements that I just don't see them doing. So I feel like Carbon Fusion Chamber would take a backseat to me, whereas this more so fits along with the
It's just
Anakin
the
and
two
Obi-Wan.
characters, yeah.
It's the two characters. Once again, just like Jango Fett, we desperately need a brand new Bespin Luke. The original and even the archive figure are bad by today's standards. They are not good. They need to be retired. The proportions are weird. The archive Luke head is somehow worse than the original non-photoreal head.
Yeah. Well, you mean the 40th anniversary release?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Not the
Whatever.
archive?
It's basically an archive.
You're absolutely right. I mean, that blue line, or was it orange line? I think it was orange line figure. I mean, that's like 10, 11 years old.
Either way.
12 years old.
Either way.
It's not that good. We need top to toe. I think they could do an alternate stub. Because not just the hand. I feel like we need like the detailed stub when it actually gets like cut off.
Yeah, they could easily just make the elbow joint a little bit easier to remove and just swap the whole forearm out.
Right, to give it that detailed stump where his hand used to be before it gets sliced off. The hand still gripping the lightsaber definitely needs to be an accessory. I've always loved that little detail, how you could see it like falling down into Bespin. We need the swooshing blades, of course. We need, at the very least, new legs on Vader after all this time.
Listen.
Matter of fact, we need a new Vader helmet for Empire 2.
That's facts. But now that we're in a world where the Anakin 2013 legs have seemingly been retired, perhaps,
yeah,
I think maybe it's time we can retire the Darth Vader legs, at the very least.
I might even push for 100% new definitive Vader.
I mean, why not?
Because Anakin and Obi-Wan, they are on the same level as the SH Figure Arts. Overall presentation, you know, they're not going to be as probably well articulated, but I think overall product, they're kind of on a similar level as those two. So I think we need a Black Series Vader that is import comparable, and in my opinion, we don't have that. I think the SHF still reigns supreme, and I think this would be a good opportunity, because I've thought for a few years now that the Empire Strikes Back Vader, it's actually losing its steam for me, and I think the helmet on that Vader looks really weird. I don't know if it's the proportions or the shape or whatever it is. I'm sure the Vader heads out there will be able to explain it, but I think this figure looks weird. I no longer consider it a top 10 of all time Black Series figure, so I might just push for a whole new Vader.
Yeah.
Fisted. We need Vader's fist.
That's right.
Not the 501st, but his literal fist.
Right.
When he says, "If only you knew the power of the dark side." I'm pretty sure that's the exact quote when he has the fisted hand. Give me an alt Luke head.
Yes.
With his black eye or his battle damage, you know, his redness on his face.
I'm even shooting for the moon here, brother. I'm talking swappable. You know, when Vader slashes the piece of the, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
You know, and it gets cut. So I need a piece that plugs in so I can have it looking normal, and then I need to be able to remove that so I can have it in the post.
Yeah.
Vader has slashed it off. Look, so.
Yeah, and of course the environmental piece would be a little bit of the walkway with the railing, and then the little antenna.
Yeah.
Structure that Luke is like clasping onto. I could just visualize it so well in my head right now, probably because Landspeeder Luke has done this,
right?
And it looks incredible, so I could totally see Hasbro doing this, because it's like sort of comparable to the Annie and Obi set, which is the whole point of this video.
Yep.
This is peak. This is like our favorite idea, I think.
Yeah, I think this one is a no-brainer. It should absolutely be, well, like I said earlier in the video, I think it's pretty safe to say the next one's probably Mace Windu versus Palpatine in the office.
I hope so. I hope so.
You know, we're kind of leaning towards that, but the one after that, Darth Vader versus Luke on Bespin, one of the most iconic moments in Star Wars, one of the most iconic moments in all of cinema. How many people out there, I mean, they all obviously always misquote it because they say, "Luke, I am your father," and that's not the line, but
Mom,
it's okay, because that just goes to show you how iconic that moment is and that scene is when mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, they at least know of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. No, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. I 100% want this. I get we're celebrating Revenge of the Sith this year, so next year,
Yeah.
let's get that OT love, even though it's 2026. 2027, they made it seem like they're doing an all-encompassing celebration of Star Wars, I think.
For the 50th.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm fine with that.
That's cool. I mean, I think stuff like this would sell no matter what, especially as long as it's cool enough and obviously the right price, which, 110 for Annie and Obi, I was like, wow. I was expecting, 120, 150, something like that, because Brandon just kept pulling stuff out from under the table. I was like, how much is included in this pack?
I agree. It doesn't even really have to be a convention either. Just throw it up on Pulse. Yeah. Collectors will buy it.
Yep.
Just like they will do with Anakin and Obi-Wan. They're going to throw that up on Pulse after SDCC. So I really like this direction that we're headed in. I hope it's the, direction that we're headed in and it's not just like a 1 or 2er.
Yeah. Well, I guess
maybe do a 3er or a 4er or a 5er or a 6er.
Well, 6er? Well, Justin, we just got to hope and pray that all of our beloved Black Series collectors out there pony up. I think everyone's going to pony up for Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Right.
But we need to support ideas like this because it's the only way we're going to get more. If we don't show up to buy this stuff when it comes out, they're not going to give us anything else, no matter how great of an idea it is or how much of a no-brainer it may seem like. If it doesn't sell, they're not going to make it.
Well said.
So support the Battle of Heroes pack and let's all band together for the potential Mace and Palpatine set. It's going to be my 5th Mace Windu figure. And I will buy it, no problem, simply because I think that set is going to be amazing.
Same.
So with all that being said, of course, we would love to know what Battle of Heroes packs you would like to see. Brainstorm in the comments. I would love to see your ideas. Another one I was like throwing around would be like Twilight of the Apprentice, even though it wouldn't really have a real diorama piece to go with it. Yeah. But I just love Rebels, and True. And just like Clone Wars Season 7 Ahsoka, I think we need a new Rebels Ahsoka too.
Yeah.
So, just cool stuff like that. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What would you like to see in this sort of battle pack thing that they are going forward with, seemingly? So let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars the Black Series here on the channel. And of course, if you are in a position to help support us directly, we do also offer a couple different channel membership tiers. Check those out in the description down below. And while you're there, join that Discord.
Join it up.
That is totally free, and it's a great way to get connected with us and other like-minded members of the community. So check that out while you're down there. And of course, we got to give a huge shout out and a special thank you to all of our current channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching. I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement. I know that the past 14 con exclusive sets have been brain dead easy to get, but I'm gonna flip out anyway!